All right. So it's 7 o'clock, so we're going to get started. I got 15 minutes. We're going to be continuing my conversation. So first of all, I decided to move my live from Artists and Players to my Love Project account because I just feel like it would get more views. And it just motivated me more to do it on this account. So right away, my name is Chelsea Smith, and I'm the Love Project. The Love Project is a journal lifestyle brand in the entertainment community. And just a little bit about me. I've been journaling. I've been journaling for 17 years, and I've been studying psychology for over 12 years. So I'm a psychology graduate at Cal State University Northridge. So I understand based off knowledge and experience just how journaling can aid you in your personal development. And also, I'm currently working on one of my graphic memoirs. I'm currently working on publishing one of my graphic memoirs. One of my journals, it's actually Journal 12. This is the one that I'm publishing right now from when I was 17 years old. The character, her name is Quill. You guys will be getting more information on her. For my YouTube peoples, thank you. For my YouTube people, when I post a video, if you want to follow me at my handle at I am the Love Project with 2 T's at the end. So you can follow my journey. Come over to my Instagram. So tonight I'll be teaching you in continuation briefly of how to begin your own journal and how you can begin your own love project in your journal. Usually when I speak to people who want to journal but they don't know how, it's mainly because they don't know what to write, they lack the discipline, or they doubt themselves for sounding unorganized. So I'm here to fix all of that. And the reason why this is important is because a lot of us tend to suffer from trauma. And if you look at most of my content on my Instagram, it's how to get the benefits of journaling. Excuse me, sorry. Let me get my water. All right. So when you define trauma, it's a body wound, or it's a body wound produced by shock and sudden physical injury from violence or an accident. Another definition says that it's an experience that produces psychological injury or pain. So a lot of us tend to suffer from trauma in big or small ways. And when we suffer from trauma, like, what are some of the ways that we can cope with it? There's not a lot of ways that we typically cope with trauma besides getting into relationships that are toxic, resorting to drugs and alcohol. A lot of us suffer from low self-esteem. We have anxiety and depression. All of these things, these issues and these psychological issues and these mood disorders, they usually stem from a place within, from trauma, either in our childhood that often persists into our adulthood. And one of the big philosophical problems with not being able to unpack our trauma is just knowing the fact that a lot of the world's conflict and death is due to emotional problems and relationship issues. And so I think with that being said, that is a big enough reason why journaling should be tools for survival for us. And that's one of the biggest things that I advocate for with our mental health is journaling. And especially after 17 years, I definitely see the benefits of what it's done for me in my life and how clear it's kept my mind through all the things that I've been through. And when my journal is published, you guys will begin to see that. As an added bonus to beginning your journey, it's worth noting the benefits, as I frequently write every Friday, post every Friday, noting the benefits of incorporating more journaling into your lifestyle. One being that it not only improves your communication, which I'm working on doing these videos. I'm trying to improve my own communication so I can teach further classes. It improves your communication. It helps you heal. And it sparks your creativity, and it boosts your self-confidence. And it will overall give you a greater life satisfaction and happiness. Some of the most successful people that you know, they'll tell you that journaling has been in some way, shape, or form a part of their lives. So this is my mission within the Love Project. In the entertainment community, a lot of us are artists, a lot of us are creators. It's my promise to inform you guys, inspire you, and to connect you with yourself and connect you with others, as well as with the tools and resources to help improve the quality of your life and to achieve self-actualization. If you don't know what self-actualization is, it's the achievement of one's potential through creativity, independence, and spontaneity. And it also allows you to get a better grasp on the real world. So with that being said, I just want to catch you guys up with my previous classes because they have been on my other account. I recently decided to move it to this account. I was talking about how one can begin their story in their journal. So usually when a person starts a story, it starts with our character, our hero. And so that character and that hero is you. And in my previous episodes, we introduced ourselves. And who you are. So when you start off with a journal, you just want to start having a conversation with yourself, introducing who you are and what do, where you are in life. I really like to emphasize the fact that you are the main character of your life, not only in your journal, but just in your overall life. And I can't stress this enough, that you have to be completely honest with yourself in talking about who you are and where you are in your life. And so that's one of the first steps in loving yourself, is being honest with yourself. So it's important to note that some of us may know ourselves better than others, and that's okay. Another tip that I'd like to share to make journaling more of a magical experience for you is to use Am Affirmations. So when you're talking about who you are, it's our affirmations that are very powerful in manifesting who we're deciding to become each day. So saying things like, I am strong-willed, or I am working on this. This not only helps journaling work for you, it really makes journaling and writing an entirely magical experience. I haven't realized how many affirmations that I've been using within my 17 years of journaling, that I was changing my life more than I even knew. And I think that's just one of the amazing things about writing. The next thing that we talked about in our journals, after you introduce yourself as a character, we want to talk about our current discomfort. So next in a story is a problem. Without a problem in a story, then there's no interest, there's no way of moving forward, there's no vision, there's no reason the story should go on if we don't have problems, if we don't have challenges. So after we introduced ourselves, we stated our current discomfort. And for me, my current discomfort was anxiety. So in recent episodes, we recently after we went over our current discomfort, then we went over elements of a problem. So there's 5 elements to a problem. And I'll just say that it's your environment, it's your thoughts, it's your moods, it's your behavior, and it's your physical reaction. So those 5 elements of a problem can help you start to explore those current discomforts that you have as a character. And if you've been following my journey and you're interested in journaling, you will by then have your character stated, your problem stated, and now you have elements to explore your problem and ultimately begin your story. So what else? All right. So as I said before, when it comes to journaling, there is no right or wrong answers. There's no long or short answers. You can be funny, you can be serious, your journal ultimately starts to become a part of you. It becomes part of your personality. And so I don't like to make writing a chore. A lot of people think journaling is like for kids. Well, if it's for kids, it's called a diary. But as you get older, and you start to use it for your mental health, then it's a journal. And in a case with me, me as a writer and an author, me publishing my graphic memoir, it's not only good for your mental health, but you're telling a story of your life. Ultimately, if you create nothing in life, you're still leaving a legacy if you decide to keep journals. And, later down the road, when the Love Project becomes more into what it's supposed to be, it'll probably be a publishing company. And a lot of my followers who have started their journals, I'll publish their journals if they want. And we'll just start a whole new line of storytelling and telling our life stories. So that's just more of the vision of where we're going in this direction and in this mission. Either way, like I said, just writing will allow you to get the benefits of journaling, and you can reap greater happiness and life satisfaction. I'm just simply a guide, and I'm a student myself to help you organize your thoughts and begin your journey and help spark your creativity. So with that being said, let's get into this next lesson. I'll probably get way past 15 minutes, but this is just part 1, and I promise you it's good. So tonight we'll be talking about identifying and rating our moods. So if you have my YouTube people, more so, if you have already begun, you should already have some data by now from week 2 on some of the ways that we've felt about our current discomforts. And if not, that's okay. Identifying your current discomfort along with the 5 elements of a problem kind of gives you like a free write session. So if that's what it was, that's perfectly normal. Like I said, there's no right or wrong answers. So today we're going to move on from our thoughts just a bit, and we're going to talk about our feelings. So tonight we're going to be getting in our feelings. And a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people shy away from talking about their emotions and getting into their feelings. But that's one of my favorite things to do. And that's what got me where I am, because I live by my emotions. Life is a colorful experience for me because of that reason. So when it comes to identifying and rating our moods, today I want to answer 3 questions. In this lesson, I want to answer 3 questions, but tonight I'll probably only get through 1, and that's okay. And these questions is going to assist you. And I also want to assist you in some valuable writing prompts. So for your journals to help you identify and rate your moods, as well as helping you move your story forward for those who have trouble knowing what to write. So my first question is this: how do we get better at identifying our moods so that we can write them down for our stories? That's the first question. How do we get better at identifying our moods so that we can write them down for our stories? One of the things that I have already been doing is every Wednesday I post a mood chart and I ask you. I did it today actually. I post a mood chart and I ask you, how are you feeling? That's just one of the ways that I will get into. But in my last lesson, I talked about physical reactions, the thought-physical reaction connection, and how our physical reactions are linked to our thoughts, which can lead to the moods that we feel. So if you have trouble identifying your emotions, I would say pay close attention to your body. For example, tight shoulders. I tend to get tight shoulders a lot. Tight shoulders could ultimately, this is just an example, it might mean that you're afraid, or that you're irritated, or that you're stressed, or you're anxious. Okay? Or heaviness throughout your body, for example, could be an example that you are depressed or disappointed about something. And these are just small clues. These are just clues. Number 2, a second way of getting better at identifying your emotions is I want you to just pay close attention throughout your day. So that means being more mindful throughout your day when you experience things, situations, when you encounter certain people. Typically we feel like me, I know I feel about 4 or 5 different moods each day. If you can identify at least 3 moods that you feel in a certain day, then that's a good exercise that you can do to help you identify your emotions. And if you take into consideration the charts that I post every Wednesday and every Friday of your moods, then it'll help you point out which emotions that you're feeling. Because I know moods can be difficult to name at times. Now, before you overthink this and think that this is like too much, just keep listening, because I do have some tools that will help this be easier for you. I have some writing prompts. If I don't get to this lesson, I will definitely get to the next lesson. And the mood chart was already one of the tools that I have already provided for you guys. After this lesson, I'll post on my other account, Artists and Players, for my people over there, the mood list and the summary of this lesson. And for my IG people, my YouTube people, if you follow me at I Am TheLoveProjectt with 2 T's at the end, I do my weekly mood check-ins with my followers, providing this list of moods. And this could help you connect with me and get better at identifying your moods. So y'all just continue to stay tuned for that. And if you already have been staying tuned with it, thank you. So number 3, another strategy at identifying your moods is to reflect. I can't stress that enough. As a journal expert myself, 17 years, your journal is your tool for this identification. So if your journal is your tool to help you identify and reflect on those recent situations in which you felt a strong emotional reaction. And if you use the chart, you can it'll help you write down and mark those moods that you felt. And this is really important, especially to jot down for your journal and for your story, because the presence of strong moods is a clue that something important is happening. And that's just a key to self-awareness. That's self-awareness 101. So the presence of strong moods lets you know that something important is happening in your life. And so when you're writing it down, you have your full undivided attention on the mystery being unfolded in your life. And we're sitting on, it's like, I like to think of it like we're sitting in a captain's seat of our life. And you have your full destiny ahead of you. And sometimes we plan things, but other times, if you are more one of those spiritual people like me, and journaling has helped me form a relationship with God. So it's helped me to collaborate with the universe. So if I'm feeling a certain way and I'm writing it out and I'm being open about it and I'm seeing what's being unfolded before me, that's a really magical thing that journaling can do for you. And not only that, it's telling your brain that this is important. So not only is your strong emotion telling you that something important is happening, you're telling yourself that something important is happening. And I remember learning from somewhere also that usually when we're angry or upset or we feel a strong emotion about something, that's usually a clue to something that we're passionate about. And one of the things that I do in my brand is I'm helping you to become, as your guide, I'm helping you to become more self-actualized. So let's just say, for example, you deal with anger and frustration, and you constantly are writing about moments when you're angry. I would really look into what's causing you anger and the reasons behind that, because that could ultimately means that there's a passionate cause behind that anger, which can lead to maybe something that you were born to do. And I say that it's a big statement, but I say that in such a small way, but that's ultimately just the impact of what our emotions can have on our lives and us achieving our full potential. And getting that down in our journals is what a lot of successful people do. And if I said earlier, the definition of self-actualization is the fulfillment of one's creative potential. And a lot of my audience over at Artists and Players, I'm teaching them to not only to tap in more with their creative side, but just continue to nurture that creative side, because a lot of us are creatives in some way, shape, or form. And as creative people, we're lights to the world. So it's really good that we find healthy ways to express ourselves, not only in our art, but in writing, so that we can reap these benefits and it'll help us in our craft. Let me get some more water. Number 4. So the last part of developing the ability to develop your moods is learning how to not confuse your moods with your thoughts. And this was really interesting. I really like this part. A lot of times when we talk about how we're feeling, we always say, this is just an example, oh, I feel like I want to be alone, or I feel like this, or I feel like that. Okay. If you are describing how you feel, moods are only one words. Thoughts are words and images that come to our mind, including the memories that we experience. So when you're talking about how you feel, you should only be saying one word. I feel sad. I feel happy. I feel upset. I feel disgusted. You know, these one words are moods. So a lot of times we confuse our moods with our thoughts. And I just thought that was that's a general rule that everyone should know, is that moods can be identified with one word. So as soon as you begin to journal more and you use these tips and these answers, as well as the mood list that I usually provide, you will get better at not only identifying your moods, but being more specific about them. So it's about to be 30 minutes. I want to go on to my second question, but I'm thinking I should save that for next Friday. What do you guys think? My some people. I'm thinking